The rhythm dance is complete here at Skate America 2018, and it's the Americans, the favorites, Madison Hubble and Zachary Donahue. You can see them there comfortably in the lead ahead of a nice surprise skate from the Italian Charlene Guinar and Marco Fabri. We're going to talk about all of that here tonight on Bridgestone Ice Desk. Hello, everyone. It's iteration number 6 for us of the day, but we've had a full day of figure skating here in Everett, Washington, and we're going to break it down for all of you one more time. Welcome to all of you watching on Facebook and on YouTube. Go ahead and use that comment section below so we can hear from you, chat with you. And we've got a special guest tonight, of course, always joined by Brooke Castile and by Shanae Kerr, but it's 2006 Olympic silver medalist Ben Augusto. Ben, welcome to the team.
Thank you. It's great to be here. I always love coming to the Ice Desk. It's so much fun.
We love having you.
We do have a good time, right?
Yeah.
We've been trying to have some fun this weekend.
Yeah, now I've got some competition with another ice dancer sitting
Yeah,
here.
seriously.
I don't know about that.
Sorry, Shanae. Now, Ben,
we need a partner. We always need to have a partner,
Partner in
right?
crime.
there we go.
Okay,
You guys should start a comeback trail. Actually, this made a little bit of social media noise. If we go ahead and take a look at this photo of Ben just the other day on the ice with Tanith Belbin. You guys were
Who is
on
that
the
couple?
You guys were on the ice the other day, and it was nice and quiet, getting ready for a show. Is that right?
Oh, it's absolutely wonderful. Yeah, we're getting ready for a Christmas show that we're going to be doing in Japan, and it's been 3 years since we skated together, and it was absolutely lovely. And it just, kind of taking it easy. We weren't trying too many hard things, but just getting back together. But to be on the ice here, they said they had some extra ice, and we came in the morning, and then here it was, main rink. So that was really exciting, brought back a lot of memories.
Now, I mean, all of you will know this, but when you haven't skated with a partner for a while, does it take a little bit to get back, or you guys were just like, oh, this is like old times?
Well, it depends on what we would have to do. But it did. It came right back. And, when you skate together when you compete together for about 13 or 14 years, every day, all day, that really is a part of your DNA almost, it feels like. So it came back really quickly. But we were taking it slow and having a good time. Although we did try the Tango Romantico out there, and I thought we did admirably.
Okay, so are you confirming or squashing the comeback rumors?
Well, we were trying to get in as a special wild card addition to this competition, but then we realized that we didn't have any program, so would have been
minor
bad news.
detail. Well, Ben Augusto, we're happy that didn't happen, because here you are with us on Bridgestone Ice Desk. We're going to break down the rhythm dance and then look ahead to the free dance tomorrow. And first, Shanae, what I want to ask you is just the big takeaway from tonight. What did you see out there that impressed you the most?
Well, I think the takeaway for me was Hubble and Donahue. I mean, I thought that the improvement they'd made from their last competition that I saw them do, which was very early on in the season, I thought they'd made a great improvement on their tango. I actually did really think it suited them. I thought they got a little carried away at the end, made a couple of little bobbles, which got a deduction, but it didn't matter here. I thought here they were clearly the best. Clear winners.
Yeah, and a couple questions actually about the -2 that Maddie and Zach. One was for his hand down at the end, and I believe the other one was for a costume deduction.
Yeah, I think a piece of her skirt, a very small piece of fringing, fell off towards the end, so we saw that from up here. I'm not sure if they realized that had happened, but that's what one of the deductions would have been for, and the other one, yes, as you say, would have been hand down at the end.
Yeah, okay, so let's actually check in on Maddie and Zach, because they were the favorites coming in, and they delivered tonight. And if we check out their rhythm dance, and this is a challenging program for the two of them, Ben. The tango maybe necessarily taking them a little bit out of their comfort zone, but as always, they deliver with a little bit of sass and some zest out there on the ice.
So much personality and flair, and let's just look at this twizzle sequence, how close they stay. This year they changed the grade of execution mark to include ±5 as opposed to 3 in the past, and now that distance is one of the key items that the judges will be looking for to make sure you can get a +5 or even a +4, so very important.
Yeah, certainly, and for them coming in tonight as the favorites, Shanae, it felt like they really handled the pressure. It almost felt like they were so excited to be center stage and to be the one that it felt like everyone stayed to watch tonight.
Yeah, and even after having watched them practices this morning, I think they took it even a step up again, and they really did perform for the crowd, and I thought that the polish that they had was a lot better as well. I thought they looked really polished out there, really together, fast and flowing, and yeah, they really just captured that tango feel. I was very impressed.
And they were clearly just in a class of their own.
Oh yeah, in a class of their own.
Relative to the rest of this field. You could feel the confidence and how capable they are on the ice, just not a bobble as far as their skating is concerned, and just this really calm
That
except
moment
for
at the
that
end.
moment
Except
right
for
there.
that moment right there.
Spoke too
Good
soon.
timing, baby.
They stepped on the ice and they when they turned and looked towards each other and she kind of raised her eyebrow, the entire audience just went wild because that's what you expect from them. And I think that because they have these baubles and stuff, it's because they bring so much more to competition. They put that extra little fire when they come out to perform because they love it so much. And I think that's one of the things that makes them great, but also sometimes them in the butt a bit.
They're certainly exciting, right? So you don't quite know, are they going to do it? Because they always put all that effort, like you just said, they put the energy, that little extra something when competition comes, but hopefully, they need to just control it and not fall over.
I do have to stop the presses and say that we have plenty of comments coming in on Facebook, and one shouting out to Ben Augusto. Oh, it's from Michael Weiss saying, OMG, Ben Augusto, I love him. You have a super fan in Michael Weiss. We're missing Mike Weiss here. He's going to be back on Ice Desk.
He had a lot to say about the
tomorrow.
tangos, so he was pretty upset he couldn't be here.
Yeah,
Try
Mike,
to
just
convert him
he
to an
always
ice
has
dancer.
comments. He can use the comment section on Facebook, as all of you can, to let us know what you think about the tango. Let's go and look ahead, or actually go and look back at the Italian team, Guinar and Fabri. And I said earlier that it was a surprise Sinead, but actually this is a team that really has been building step by step, and this was the last skate of the night, and they came out and really wowed the crowd with this one.
Yeah, well, they've been in the shadow of Anna Cappellini and Luca Lanotti for a while now, and I think that they've been kind of steadily improving over the years. They weren't a team that kind of came out and shouted from the rafters that, look at me, right from the beginning. It was more like a slow burn, and you could kind of see them gradually coming up and up each year, and now I think they've really peaked at a time when is best for them. It's post-Olympics. Anna and Luca have, I think, ostensibly retired. And so it's kind of time for them to shine. And I think they did a good job out here. And I think it'll be great if they can come away from Skate America with a silver medal and a good showing so early on in the season. I think that's going to stand them in good stead for Europeans and Worlds.
And what makes them special? What makes them stand out?
Well, they're very dramatic. I think they learned that looking up to Anna and Luca, the drama that they bring, but they're very clean, they're very precise, they're strong. Every line that they hit has the energy in it. I think sometimes they struggle maybe to stand out in the crowd, right?
Okay.
Because there's so many teams that are good and they're very strong. And so I think if they can start to find these vehicles that really stand out and are very memorable, then they have a real shot of moving up.
Okay, I have a very uneducated question in the sense of he's so small. Is that right, Brooke? I mean, he really is this small guy. Is that any sort of...
I asked Sinead, I go, why is every Italian male ice dancer so small? Everyone.
He's a smaller guy. So is Luca Lanotte.
Yeah,
he
and
can.
so
Italians are
is
just small in
Matteo.
general, probably.
Yeah, but does that
Ellie?
play any sort of disadvantage for them as an ice dance
Or
team?
Massimo, I'm sorry, not Matteo.
I think what's interesting about that is you would think it would play against them, and yeah, I think that their look, so to speak, is not that of a regular ice dance team.
Sure.
So I think in some ways that has held them back a bit, but I think if you can find your own niche and your own way of skating that kind of develops that a little bit more, then that's when you can kind of come in and look a little bit different as an ice dance team. And I think that's what they're starting to kind of get together with the judges now, with that and with the audience too, and they're starting to find their own path.
And they skate big. They really fill the ice. They put the energy and they skate out to the back row,
Yes.
as one would say. And I think they don't have the big height difference, right? They're close in height, so that can be challenging with lifts, but they're so strong that they make it work, and they do incredible things.
They've grown into themselves. How's that? I was trying to do my Michael Weiss dad joke there. It didn't work very well. Let's go ahead and look at the bronze medalists after the short program, or third place rather, Tiffany Zagorsky and Jonathan Guerrero, the Russians. And this one, gosh, this team, Ben, they always bring the sass. They always bring the flair out there, and you can see it in the color in her outfit and in the hair too.
Yeah, they've been on a real rise. I would almost say it's meteoric for them because they just kind of came out of nowhere, it seemed like, and they are so good at getting their levels. They're really clean. They're very smart about how they choreograph their programs, and they execute very strongly. So they get the high technical score. Their performance, their component scores have been going up every year, and they're really starting to look like they could be one of the absolute top Russian teams going into this next quadrennium.
Yeah, I think you're right. They do seem to get the levels. I mean, you can see that their ankles do tend to go over like they're supposed to do when they're taking an edge. And I remember this last year at Skate America for them, and last season actually, they were quite often getting the highest technical score. And I think that combination with their look makes them very kind of a force to be reckoned with, I think, coming up,
certainly.
and kind of unexpected for me anyway. I wasn't really expecting them to be a team that would be one of
Yeah.
the top ones.
I always
but
enjoy
think they might
watching
be.
them. Yeah, it's a much different look overall. Brooke, what did you
I
want?
had a question for you guys about them actually, because you were saying how they always get their levels. But watching that lift in particular, I was just wondering if the new +5, -5 will kind of affect them a little bit. Like, is that why they're in third versus second?
Well, it's possible. I mean, I think the +5, -5 will tend to help teams that are maybe slightly lower than that top tier. So like teams that are like Maddie and Zach and up, they might be finding that they are losing out by little mistakes that then drop you down to a +3 instead of a +5. So I think teams that aren't maybe looking to always get a +5, they're going to be benefiting from that little extra. Maybe they can get a 4. It's hard to say, as we'll see as the season progresses. It's the first season.
It'll be interesting to see how it goes for those top 3 teams tomorrow with the free dance, but also for McNamara and Carpenter. The Americans were strong tonight. They're actually just less than 1 point off the podium, and they're a team that spent a long time in the junior ranks, finally trying to now with a couple of with the Shibutanis and out for the season, and with Chalk Bates dealing with a little bit of injury, maybe this is the chance. We've talked about this plenty on Ice Desk so far this weekend in the American scene, Shanae, for someone like McNamara and Carpenter to try to punch above their weight and get up another level in that dance scene.
Yeah, and again, I think that Skate America being the first Grand Prix, all eyes are kind of on you because this is the start of the season. So for them to come out and put out a good performance and get a good result will be really important to them. And I think they did themselves really proud today. I mean,
Yeah.
the short dance, I thought it looked really nice. It was sharp. It had a very tango feel. I think it suited them. So yeah, I think they did great. I'm looking forward to seeing their free dance.
What do you think of them?
Yeah, absolutely. And we talk about teams that are known for getting their levels. McNamara and Carpenter almost always get their levels. They're so precise, and you can tell they work very hard to be diligent and get those edges and those turns called. And they are finally now really showing a change in their maturity. I think they look much more like they're growing into themselves. You know, they looked like kids last season still, and now this season they look much more like adults, and they really fit in with the senior ranks. And Sinead, you said it right. They did themselves proud. They were very strong and clean and made a great showing.
Shanae, I have to mention Lila Fear and Lewis Gibson. They're in the top 5,
British
fifth place,
team.
the British team, Team GB.
And he's Scottish as well. Even
Is he?
better.
Brilliant.
That's great.
Brilliant.
And there's 2 British teams actually here in Ice
Yeah.
Dance.
Yeah, they both did really well. They both skated well, and it's good to see because it's nice to see a little bit of development from the UK because you know they after us they had Penny and Nick, Penny Coombs, Nicholas Buckland, who's Joe Buckland's brother.
Sure.
So
Are
it's
Penny
nice.
and Nick still skating?
No, I think they've retired now.
Okay.
So they're not skating. So Joe's taking on the mantle. But yeah, I mean, both teams did really well, and I thought that Lila and Lewis were especially good. I feel like they looked fresh, they looked sharp. Like in the tango, I think a lot of the tango what I like to see is a sharpness, and I feel like they were one of the teams that had that today. So I enjoyed the tango a lot.
They have my favorite free dance too.
Do they?
Yeah, it's disco. It's awesome.
Really?
It's so well choreographed. The music's cut beautifully, and it's the coolest ending I've ever seen to a program.
Oh, wow.
I'm going on the record
Can't
saying
wait.
that.
Okay, wow, that is quite the primer for the free dance. And let's actually stay on that theme in the free dance in the sense of Maddie and Zach, Romeo and Juliet for their free dance this season. I think you've seen it, right? What have you felt or what have you thought in seeing what they've been able to do?
Well, at first I wasn't sure when I heard they were skating to Romeo and Juliet because I think we're used to seeing something different and new from Hubble and Donahue.
I think a lot of people would agree with you on
Right,
that.
and Romeo and Juliet, you're like, really? But actually, when I saw it, I really liked it. I thought they brought a fresh approach to it. It was the modern movies music, and I was surprised. Well, not really because, I mean, they're amazing, so obviously they're going to be good at everything they do. But I was surprised about how much I did like it. I thought it was fresh. I didn't think it was old.
Yeah, certainly it's a fresh take on it. It seems like a lot of it was created with dialogue, and it has a totally new feel. And of course, they bring their ability to be so soft and so powerful at the same time. And of course, the drama and the elements are beautiful. So we'll really be looking forward to seeing them put it out in competition here on the Grand Prix for the first time.
And you've all felt this pressure of being reigning national champions in your different respects. But Brooke, for them coming in having done so just for the first year last year, That's a lot of expectation now, being the headliners essentially at Skate America. But it seems like they really sort of like that spotlight. They like the pressure that goes along with that title.
Absolutely. I think Zach really loves it. You can tell even just when he's skating around, he's just
totally.
waving and like pumping his chest out. But I think they've handled it really well, and I think they've even improved off of last season. I think they look even better than last year, and it's great to see all the potential everyone talked about every year kind of all come together, except for like these little mental errors that they seem to always have. They just keep getting better and better. Hopefully they can figure that out.
Okay, so we've got a lot to look forward to with the free dance tomorrow. Any closing remarks on free dance? Are we ready for it? Gosh, you dangled with the British team. I can't wait
I'm
to
telling
see
you, it is
Fear
so
and Gibson and
good.
the free
I
dance.
love that team. They're so fun to watch.
Yeah.
And what's exciting too is we have Maddie and Zach who are really, they're the favorites
Yes.
to easily walk away with the victory here. But then below them, it's this like real battle. I think that the Italians and the Russians and then
McNamara, Carpenter.
they're all
It's
going
pretty
to be.
close.
It's going to be kind of bloody knuckles in there for the battles.
I think the free dance is in like less than 12 hours too, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
it's
very
a
soon.
quick
It is
turnaround.
tomorrow. It is first. It is before.
We're just gonna sleep here.
the
We'll
ladies.
just stay here.
We actually have beds underneath the Bridgestone Ice Desk, you guys. They're made of tires, and they're very comfortable, our mattresses here. Now, I could be getting in very much trouble here if I call this out, but I'm going to go for it. Michael Weiss saying, Ben, please do a Stewie Griffin impression.
I say, Michael, where are you? Get over here. We miss you on the desk. Yes,
Perfect.
certainly.
Beautiful.
I say.
Beautiful. That essentially is a mic drop. We all should just walk away from that.
We all start asking for
Mike
impressions.
Weiss drop?
A Mike Weiss drop. You came with the dad
We're
jokes
taking
too.
requests. Let's see.
I tried. No, I've got to shut down the comment section at this point. We'll be right back here on
2 drink
Bridgestone
minimum.
Ice Desk. Tomorrow there will be a couple drink minimum. Yes, okay. Tomorrow the ice dance. Gosh, 11 a.m. for the free dance, and then the ladies to follow. Check your local listings to see. Some of that will be on NBC. Also, if you have not checked out NBC Sports Gold, you should do that. Get the figure skating pass. Ben Augusto, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having
We
me.
very much appreciate it. Brooke and Shanae, we're going to do it all tomorrow. Michael Weiss, you are due back for work tomorrow as well. You guys, thanks so much for watching on Facebook Live and on YouTube. This has been another iteration of Bridgestone Ice Desk. I'm Nick McCarville, and guess what? We'll see you all tomorrow right here in Everett, Washington at 2018 at Skate America. Good night.